Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 has been a major hot topic lately with all sorts of rumors swirling. There was a Saudi ban, they're talking about gay characters, there's a black character that we know is in there. It's like, why is he there, of course? I was trying to take a very measured approach on this. I went over this in a video before. If you want to go check it out, I'll go ahead and link it. Go ahead and check that out. But David Vavra has come forward and he has addressed a lot of these concerns as best he can without giving major spoilers, although he definitely put spoilers in there. So just know that this video contains spoilers if you want to continue. But on top of that, there's some more stuff that came forward that's a little more detailed, all right? And Endymion went over that in one of his videos. We're going to look at a little bit of his video there that's backed up by some information from Grums. And then Daniel Vavra lashes out at someone and calls him a grifter after they defended the game. We're going to get to all these things in this video, so definitely stick around for it. And if you haven't already, do me a huge favor. Please like the video, hit subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
JayViper is awesome. He's so good looking. He's got the crown in all.
All right, so here David Vavra has decided to speak out. He says it is time to address wild claims. And now, I don't think that's true. They aren't wild. I do feel they were fair. Some people spread that are apparently based on a screenshot and a poorly translated tweet. Spoiler alert, contains spoilers about the story of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. So again, there are spoilers here if you're worried about it. And that is our man, David Vavra, having a nice drinky drink. Okay, let's go check him out. First, there are no unskippable cutscenes in our games. Anyone who claims otherwise never played them, or they could be lying, of course. Well, 210, we are not, nor ever were banned in any country, at least not that we are aware of. So basically, it was said that there was gay, unskippable cutscenes, and that they were banned in Saudi Arabia. So these two tweets address that. As much as I don't like forced diversity, nobody was forcing us to do anything, and we're not forcing anyone to do certain things. Now, this addresses maybe the entire game and what people were saying. Now, I will say, forced diversity doesn't necessarily mean that they were forced to do something. He's saying no one forced them. Forced diversity could simply mean we want to put these things in the game and we're going to find a way to do it. So that doesn't really address that side of things, but it at least is saying that they weren't made to put anything in by the publisher, right? 410, gay characters are already in Kingdom Come Deliverance, which is true, although the main character was straight, okay? Kingdom Come Deliverance is an RPG. You are responsible for your decisions. If you want Henry to try a same-sex adventure, feel free. If you don't want to, you don't have to. All affairs are, and were in KCDII, purely optional. The characters are perfectly aware that it was a forbidden sin. So we'll actually get into this a lot more in the Endymion video, so stick around for that. We'll hit that up. The game takes place in one of the richest cities in Europe, which was besieged by a massive foreign army. That's the reason why the life in such a city is more diverse than the life in villages which were featured in the first game. So that basically explains why we're going to see different cultures and skin colors. Musa came to Bohemia, and Musa is the black character people are talking about that people think don't fit in this time. He came to Bohemia with an invading army as a member of the royal court of King Sigismund, whom he met thanks to his engagement at the court of Sultan Bayezid. He's an educated noble and Renaissance man from the Kingdom of Mali. At the same time, Musa is a very unusual figure for the local Bohemian folk, and many of the situations around him in the game stem from this. So his presence makes sense and creates lots of interesting situations in the game. The way he talks and behaves has a reason. So, of course, this is trying to say that he's there for a reason. There's a black person here because of this, and he's more noble, right? So he's probably a little more of a profound figure, more important figure in the actual setting, right? So there's reason behind it. All that matters to me is that this makes sense, right? It has to make sense. That's it. Is it a shoehorn? Are you just coming up with an excuse to him to be here? I mean, it's fine. Black characters exist. People of all colors exist. Same thing with sexuality. 100% agree. This is an RPG. You can have some fun with it, I think. But again, shoehorned characters, ideologies don't belong. So I agree that if it's done correctly, then it should be just totally fine, right? I mean, that's my take. Let me know about yours. A lot of people are very upset about this. This was my least concerned part of this. It was the other stuff, the Henry is gay situation. So, oh yeah, we're going to get into that. Everything displayed corresponds to the morals and social norms of 1403 Bohemia and is only there to make an interesting story and not at all to appeal to a modern audience. Now, this again, Daniel Vavra is based, bros. So it is interesting, to hear him speak and to see the reasoning behind this. I do think the game is buy worthy, but of course, that's up for you to decide. I mean, if you're going to make the purchase, let me know if you are. 1010, we don't want Kingdom Come Deliverance to be used as clickbait by people who didn't even play it yet. Some of them sadly turn to the exactly same narrative they pretend to be fighting against. The amount of hateful behavior is really sad, and it will damage any cause associated with it. So for this, I was actually speaking to Pirate Nation a little bit about this, where I was just like, listen, this is great what he said, but it would have been nice if he came forward on the first day or the day after, right? January 15th or 16th with this statement. It wouldn't have spiraled out of control the way it did, because then the way it was approached was poor. I mean, he attacked one person, called him a Nazi. The guy may have had it coming, but again, that's who he chose to attack. And then, of course, you had the update on Steam that was like with all the istphobe garbage in there, all the little red flags that, of course, not by Warhorse, it was by Playon or whatever, however say that stupid name. But that was another problem. So it was just one thing after another, perfect storm situation, and like a lot of people jumped off, and I don't blame them, because lately the way we've been treated as gamers is that we're idiots and that we'll just eat whatever they shovel at us, right? And people have taken a hard stance that when they see anything, even one little red flag, they're just like, no way, this is non-binary, right? We're not buying it, and we're out, and this is woke. I think that's extreme and unnecessary, but I also understand why people are acting this way. So let's check out part of the Endymion video that goes over the Henry romance stuff.
Grum sent me some insider info from someone who has indeed beaten Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 in full and given their opinions on the supposed gay sequences that are in the game. As proof here, this is the person's Steam account, redacted certain info of course, but beyond this proof of them playing the game, they also sent Grums a photo of their Steam achievement for having completed the game as well, as you can see here.
Verified source.
So here's what they had to say about this all. Firstly, the person who beat the game told Grums straight up that the game is not woke at all.
And I, for one, find that refreshing. Not woke at all. That means it's just a game. It's an RPG. It is Bohemia. Good sign.
It does not pander. It doesn't have girl boss agendas. Nothing like that at all is in this game, according to this reviewer, who again got sent an early code for the game.
Phenomenal.
This person has completed almost all of the content in the game, but still has some side quests left, and here's what they told Grums. Firstly, Henry can romance other characters in the game, and yes, it is 100% confirmed that Henry can indeed romance a male character.
And we knew this from Vavra's statement, so this is yet another person saying that they've actually seen it. Let's see if they've done it.
However, as Grums was told, this is not forced upon the player whatsoever in any way. The romance is much like how BioWare did romance back in the Mass Effect days.
Which is how romances should be done in RPGs. Same thing with Baldur's Gate, where it's there, but only when you really search for it. They might say something that opens it for you, and then you can close it and just keep going. But of course, in Baldur's Gate, you can kill them too.
Where you will obviously need to go out of your way to romance pretty much whoever you want to go after 100% of the time. Absolutely nothing is forced upon you in this game, according to this reviewer. No romance, neither hetero or homosexual, is pushed on the player at all.
Okay.
Let me repeat that. The gay stuff is not forced upon you.
The gay stuff.
So like Baldur's Gate 3, if you will, where the game is as based as you make it, and even when it does allow for the gay stuff, I guess, it is very, very tame, apparently. If you do romance this male character, which the name of the person was not given, unfortunately, but anyway, if you do, the way that it is implemented is that the male romance option is very secretive, even within the game. We're talking the language that is used and how Henry and this guy goes about it is considered very taboo.
So they were like using like coded language to talk about it and go about it. That's what it sounds like to me. Like if you know, you know type of language.
and very in line with the historical context of the times that the game takes place in. Because in case you don't know, same-sex couples back then especially was considered, well, heretical. And if you were found out, well, bad things would happen to you, let's put it that way.
Yeah, bad.
So Warhorse ensured that this wasn't some open relationship that people could just see you all doing.
Okay, so this is what I got from Vavra's statement too, so it's good to hear this again. If you go down this route, you're really risking it.
It is instead a very secretive relationship due to the religious backdrop of the game.
Okay.
According to the source, the actual romance scene between Henry and this character, which
Is that the
they
character?
claim to have seen themselves, is very, very brief and 100% skippable if you do plan on making Henry gay. It is, as the source claims, 5 seconds of kissing tops and about 5 seconds of both characters on the bed naked together.
Okay, so for me, that's good to hear. 5 seconds this, 5 seconds that, whatever. Doesn't matter, because if you're not going down that route, none of that shit matters, so that's great. All right, what else?
There is never any genitals shown, nothing like that. They are just on top of each other. According to the source, the female romance scenes, however, are much more exploitative and vulgar in comparison.
Yeah, of course.
We are talking full bush, breasts, everything is shown to the player if Henry romances a woman in this game.
All right.
But in terms of the male option, no, you don't see literally anything.
Heads up to anyone streaming that's out there and they go down that romance, you might be jump scaring your audience with the relationships.
Look at the Mass Effect romance is actually how you would see Shepard and like Liara or
and then
Miranda
fall off to
with
the
them
side
or whatever, and you still don't see anything, even though it's a male and a female. It's kind of like that.
Okay. Well, so for me, that's exactly what I want to hear. That sounds great. It doesn't really end there, right? So since this, and since David Vavra spoke out, he also went after Rev, okay, over a video that he posted. And that was that he said, another grifter. No, our pre-orders haven't dropped because of backlash. So Rev had a video and the name was Woke Kingdom Come Deliverance II Backlash results in mass pre-order refunds as developer loses trust. But again, this is just a title, right? So this is what people are saying. And then you go watch the video to listen. So it's clear Daniel didn't. He said the sold return copies ratio is the same as it was. What happened is that the preview hype has naturally waned and 9 massively discounted games entered the chart. Monster Hunter is down as well. So I went and checked out Rev's video to just see what it was and make sure it was indeed him mostly defending the game. It was actually very similar to my last video where I was presenting information and saying basically this is what we know. And he wasn't pushing for overreaction or anything like that. It was more of a defense, right? And chill out. So David definitely did not read it. He just saw the title and then reacted to the title. And we all have seen this in the comments where people are like, oh, you're so stupid, blah, blah, blah. It's like, wow, you did not watch the video, clearly. So it's one of those situations. And one little piece of news is that we now have confirmation that Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 is coming to GOG. So that is actually really good. So if you are interested in Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 still, I do suggest where you should get it if you're going to get it on PC is GOG, because they're DRM free, you own the game, etc. That is the way to go. So where I stand is pretty much where I stood before, is in it looks like this isn't a big deal. There's, again, things to keep an eye on. I still really don't like the whole Steam situation where the boards are pretty much controlled in such a way where you can't even speak. But that's not Warhorse, that is Plyon. And, the CMs over there are woke, absolute freaks. You can check that out in the Endymion video, which I do have linked below, so definitely check that out too. But overall, I think that Daniel Vavra is someone that we can trust as a developer, and what we see from this game will determine if that will remain the case. I'm hoping that is the case. We need people like him in the industry. He's obviously pissed right now. Him calling Rev a grifter, I don't like that, because that's clearly not the case. Again, though, Daniel has been under pretty much assault by a lot of people who are really angry about things and not happy. So he's at that point where he's, I think, just snapping. So he sees something and snaps. So I think that's kind of the situation here, but again, I wish he would have watched the video and not just looked at the title before reacting. Overall, I am hopeful for the game, and I think I'm going to go back to getting it, but I'll get it on GOG, of course. Anyway, that's all I have. Please let me know what you think about this whole situation in the comments below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell so I can see you on the next one. I'm out of here. Love you, peace. Bye, everybody.